Thanks for checking out Statesman.com and our first edition of the High School Blitz, the 2016 season. I'm Danny Davis, the American-Statesman. This is Rick Cantu. The new guy on the far right is Thomas Jones. Actually, not that new. He's been around here for a long time.
A long time.
This is his video debut.
Really long.
All right, let's get right to it. We're going to start previewing the 2016 season today, and we have done a lot of work in August, putting together various preseason packages. So we've talked to a lot of coaches, done a lot of writing. What is one thing you guys have what's one thing that stood out in all the preseason prep you've done?
Well, the one thing that I learned, Burnett and Liberty Hill are already talking about each other. There was a 2-year absence because they didn't play each other in district, but what happens, they wound up playing them in the playoffs. They've actually played each other every year since 1994, and they can't wait to get after each other again as district rivals. So pencil that game in, Burnett, Liberty Hill.
Thomas, how about you?
What I've learned in preseason prep is you can't underestimate the effects of realignment. Austin I hasn't won a game since 1957, a playoff game. They dropped from 6A to 5A. I think they won a playoff game. Vista Ridge and Vandergrift won 7 playoff games combined last year. I don't think they win a game. And Rouse, I think, makes the playoffs after going 2-8 in 6A, and now they're in 5A.
That's how you don't think Vandergrift and Vista Ridge win a playoff game, not a game.
Playoff game, correct. They will win a lot of football games.
Speaking of Vandergrift and Vista Ridge, both have very talented rosters and a district with a lot of talented players, the Charlie Brewers, the Sam Mellinger. But looking at the entire area, who is one player that you guys are looking forward to seeing this season?
Well, the one player I'm looking forward to is Max Sexton. He didn't get a lot of publicity last year as the Cedar Park quarterback, but I don't think Cedar Park would have won state without him. He comes up with, as a sophomore, I believe, last year, 2,700 yards passing, 29 touchdowns. He'll be a junior. He'll be the undivided leader of that team, especially with the players that they did lose, and they're going to really need a big year out of Max Sexton.
I think the best player in 25-6A, aside from a certain Westlake quarterback, is Cade Green, a receiver for Lake Travis. They have 4 receivers committed to play college, and one other, Garrett Wilson, who's only a sophomore, will also play college. Cade Green's committed to Wisconsin. I think he's the most exciting player in that district. I think he'll have a huge year. State
championship games are going to be back in Arlington. They were at NRG Stadium last year. I think everyone's kind of happy back at Jerry World. But what is one team you expect to see there? And to mix it up, we're not going to say Lake Travis and Cedar Park, the top 2 teams in our preseason power poll. Spoiler alert. What's one team not named Lake Travis or Cedar Park you expect to see at the state championship game?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to keep it easy. I'll go with the number 3 team in the Statesman's Power Poll, Westlake. Okay. They have the returning player of the year in Sam Mellinger. They have an underrated defense. They have a new running back named Nakia Watson, a transfer from Manor, that adds balance to their team. I think they'll be at Jerry World.
If I were to pick a team, I would pick LaGrange. Perennially, they are very good. They've got maybe the best offensive player in the state in J.K. Dobbins, 2,700 yards rushing last year in only 11 games. Plus, they returned 14 starters, so maybe they'll take the coattails of the softball team and head on out to state and win it this year.
All right, that's our preseason preview. As you can tell, we had a lot to talk about. We have barely scratched the surface, so check back with us throughout this week, throughout the season, for a lot more analysis and previews.